Hello, welcome to Nina's Knots Crochet. I'm Lynanne. Today is Wednesday, September 14th, 2022. If you're new here, hi, welcome. Thanks for stopping by, checking out my channel. I appreciate you. Returning subscribers, thank you so much for coming back and spending a little bit of your Wednesday with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. My channel is all about crochet and a little bit of knitting and yarn and things happening in our community and generally my journey through the yarning community. Wednesdays are WIP Wednesday. Today's going to be a little bit different. I do have a finished object since I'm going to be on the road Sunday for my week wrap up. So I won't have this with me. So I wanted to show you that I had finished this one project. And to talk about something I'm kind of a little disappointed in. But anyway, let me get back to the first thing I wanted to talk about. I know many of you know Nancy at She's Got Yarn Too. You know Lynette at Charmed Grammy Crochet. And you know Billie from the Crafty Floridian. Nancy's mom belongs to a women's group here in Florida who has joined with a charity in the Orlando area, I believe. And it's a camp for sick kids. And they have been selected for the next 2 years. Now, I don't know how long Nancy's going to do this, but she said her mom's organization was selected for 2 years to collect and donate handmade afghans. Now they have specific sizes that they're looking for. They're looking for a 35 to 40 wide, 55 to 60 long. That sounds to me kind of like twin size, but the campers get to take these home with them. And so Nancy's mom is her organization will facilitate it, but Nancy's going to gather the blankets and afghans. So the reason I bring it up is that I'm going to donate a couple of blankets. I'm sure I'll make something. They want to get a bunch in by November. I know that's a short time frame to do blankets, but I think one would be great. But then again, if you can't donate and mail it, that's fine. Find us someplace local too, because that's what we do. We spread the joy and the love. But Nancy is having a live video Thursday, tomorrow. I think she said it was going to be at 9:30 Eastern time with Lynette and Billie. And she said it's going to be on Billie's channel. So look for the notification on Billie, the Crafty Floridian's channel, to talk about everything. Unfortunately, I'm going to be traveling, so I'm not going to be able to catch the live. Hopefully, wherever we get by Thursday night, I'll have a little bit of internet. So hopefully, I'll be able to catch up on it. If not, I'll catch up on it when I get home. But make sure you check out, if you can't do the live, check out Nancy's video. She posted one yesterday. I'll try to link it. I'm not good at the linking everything yet. But most of you know Nancy, so check out her channel where she explained a little bit of it, and let's get some afghans donated to Nancy for her mom's charity. Now that that's out of the way, my finished object. I think I showed the scarf once already, but I did finish the scarf. This is a pocket scarf, really nice and long one, thick one. I used Premier, what the heck is the name of that yarn? Serenity Chunky. And this color was just dark green is what it was called. It's one readily available at Walmart. And it is so thick and chunky and warm. This is going to be a nice warm scarf for my daughter-in-law. I picked these colors specifically. These are her son's school colors for his football team. So while she's sitting out in the stands freezing, she now has this nice warm scarf with pockets to hold her phone and keys and whatever. And then I made this hat to go with it. Now this hat is huge, but I followed the pattern explicitly. This was a bag-o-day pattern. It's a slouchy beanie, 765 was the pattern number. And it was so simple, and you know, Crystal's tutorials are so spot on and detailed, and yeah, I love doing her hats and stuff because she doesn't leave anything out, she doesn't skip over anything. And yeah, and I made the pom-pom myself to match, and I love the way this turned out. This is definitely going to be an oversized slouchy beanie to go with the scarf. The scarf, I had no pattern. I just did half double crochet herringbone. I think that's what you call it. I'm not even sure. It's the stitch where you start out doing a regular half double crochet, but instead on the first pass drawing through all three, you just pull through the first one, yarn over, and then pull through the last two. I always thought that's what that was called. It may not be. It may be called something else, but that's the stitch I used. But at the bottom, this was all done in one piece. The last 15 or 18, I can't remember what I did back loop only, so it kind of ribbed it and made this a little bit slouchy. And then after I had finished the long scarf, before I sewed up the pocket, I added the detail of, again, 2 rows of the white in the half double crochet special stitch. Then I folded this up and then sewed up the 2 sides. So no pattern, just kind of winged it, you know, 12 rows of the dark, 3 or 4 rows of the white, and then 12 rows to finish it out. These are such easy, fun, quick projects. And, you know, if you're looking for something for Christmas or donations, and you don't, use your creativity, pick a stitch that you like and just go for it. So those are my finished objects. As I mentioned before, we're leaving this afternoon. We start out on our long weekend trip to North Carolina, to Mayberry, which is Mount Airy, North Carolina, and to Roanoke, Virginia, and then heading home on Sunday. And I'm going to be stopping at a local yarn shop, at least in Roanoke. If you know anything in the Mount Airy area that is a local yarn shop that you think I should stop in, leave me a comment below. I would love to check it out. It's going to be a fun vacation. But anyway, because of that, I do have a few WIPs, but I'm not going to be taking a whole lot. This is going to be Lynanne's traveling crochet bag. Simplify, right? Our lives are not simple. But what I'm doing is, you know, Sunday I told you I'm looking for things that bring me joy. And, you know, the little washcloths and stuff, that just didn't. So I wanted to make something that was a quick project that I enjoyed. So I made, this is the first one of them, a fingerless glove. Again, no pattern. I just kind of went with it. I did, at the bottom, I did 4 rows of front post double crochet and then a regular double crochet, so it kind of looks like ribbing. And then I did, with this yarn, you really can't see a lot of stitch definition, but I did single crochet and then cluster and single crochet and cluster. And then I did a whole big section through here of just solid double crochet and single crochet, left a hole for the thumb, And then I did another row of the cluster, then 2 rows of single crochet to end it out. The yarn I'm using, I got in a mystery box that I bought, probably a year and a half ago from Dina at Dina's Home Fun Spun, and it's ice yarns. And this one is their alpaca colors. And of course, they don't tell you what the color is, but this is a really pretty gray with some camel and some white in it, and just very tonal different grays. And it's really pretty. So I'm going to make hand warmers, but I have so much of this left over. Back to Lynette at Charm Grammy Crochet. She's doing a crochet along through a calendar, and I don't know if it's an Annie's calendar or what calendar it is. But this month it's fingerless gloves and boot cuffs. So I thought, oh, I can make a boot cuff out of this to match with this and join in on Lynette's project. I'll link Lynette below, or tag her below, so that you can find her channel if you don't already know her. I'm sure you do. She's fabulous. And you can join her calendar crochet along. This will be the first one that I've done. I kind of shied away at first of joining different crochet alongs. Like I did the big blankets. But I decided that I'm going to join in. Like I said, I want to be a part of the yarning community, so I'm joining in. I'm going to do some of these fun projects. Seta at Seta's Place, if you don't know her, check her out. She's doing another one off of a calendar with just the colors, and the first 3 that she showed were beautiful. And when I get back, I'm going to be working on some of that, and I'll talk more about that later. But anyway, so this is my traveling project along with my knitting. Okay, this is the question for you knitters out there. I am making, Mikey at the Crochet Crowd put out a video about a basket weave scarf that he did, and it's a beginner, and I'm only, I think, 8 rows in. So this is my first, but it isn't really my first. This is about the 8th time I've cast this on and pulled it out and started over. I have watched lots, and I'm using the Serenity Chunky, Bulky 5. It says to use a US 11 knitting needle. This color is called Smoke. I had seen so many videos for beginner knitters that said chunky yarn, big needles. So since this said to use, what did I tell you? It said to use the US 11. I went up to a 13, and I started doing it, and it was messy and awful, and I couldn't, like the stitches all blended together, and I couldn't see the yarn. And then I thought, well, maybe it's because I'm doing it too loosely. So I pulled it out and I tightened it up a little bit. Well, then I couldn't get my needle in the yarn because the stitches were too tight. I was like, I can do this. The pattern itself isn't difficult. I know the knit stitch. I know the purl stitch. That's the whole pattern. It's just where you put the knit stitch and where you put the purl stitch. I was getting really frustrated, and my husband was sitting in the chair, and he looked at me and he's like, you can do this. So okay, there's got to be something I'm missing. So I ripped it out again, and this time I grabbed littler needles. These are a US 8. Not circular needles, because that wasn't helping me either. That was just kind of getting in the way. The 13s, I dropped down to a 10, and those were on a circular, and those were a mess. So when I went to the straight needles and the 8, I finally could get it, and I wasn't missing stitches. I wasn't dropping stitches. The pattern was working out. The pattern count was working out. So tell me, knitters, why this is working out when, you know, all the experts say I should be doing better with larger needles. I don't know. It seems to me that the smaller needles are working better for me, and I'm going to stick with it. So, but these are my two traveling projects. Those are going to go with me because there's no urgency with them. I may get time to crochet and knit on this trip. I may not. We have a lot of things planned. I mean, traveling days. I don't knit and crochet in the car. I do a lot of driving, but I get motion sickness, so that doesn't happen while I'm traveling. Those of you who can do that, I am so envious. When we're at the campground and while we're in Mount Airy and while we're in Roanoke, we have a lot of things planned. So I don't know how much craft time I'll get. I will try to take pictures and videos of our trip and share it with you at a later date. The last thing I want to talk about is this. This is my knit crate for this month. I didn't realize it was my knit crate, so I already opened it. I have to tell you, I am thoroughly disappointed in knit crate to the point I canceled it. I'm not doing it anymore. The card is beautiful. The picture, the photography is really pretty. The QR code on the back, you know, to download the pattern. The pattern was so disappointing for crochet. I was like, seriously? And this was the little extra treat that was in it. It's just a little notions pouch. It's useful, but not all that spectacular. And the yarn I got, again, nice yarn. And I love the color. And it's this Audine Woods Mellow. High and Dry is the color, I think. 80 alpaca, 20 tencel, bulky weight, 125 yards. So you get two of these. This beautiful alpaca blend yarn, the pattern they sent was for a crossbody bag. I'm like, why would anybody make a crossbody bag out of this nice, beautiful yarn? And the pattern wasn't that fabulous. It was, I don't know. Again, my other problem is that this is the exact same wool yarn, only in a different color, that I've got sitting over there that they sent me before when I had the thing, the subscription. The Blue Wave cowl set that I did is this same alpaca knit crate Audine Woods Mellow yarn. I thought the point of it was to send a variety, and it's all pretty much the same stuff. And let me tell you, the pattern for the crochet, that's what did it for me. This beautiful, beautiful alpaca yarn, the best they could come up with was a crossbody bag that was, I think it's one of those 3 granny square bags with some fringe. I wouldn't make this into fringe. So it pains me. I'm sad because this is beautiful yarn and I love this color. It's kind of a taupey gray. I'm hoping I can make a hat and gloves or a hat and cowl out of this. There's, you know, what did I say? 125 yards, so 250 yards of a bulky 5. So I'm hoping I can make something beautiful out of it. But I'm so disappointed. And so yeah, that subscription got canceled. All of this was $30 some, and I'm just like, no, that makes me sad, because I don't like to not be happy with the things I get. And not that I'm unhappy with the yarn, but I just think, what happened to the Knit Crate box? The box, you know, makes that little special something so that you can store it. And anyway, the last thing I want to show you is that I went yarn shopping at Walmart. If you are a fan of the Hometown yarn by Lion Brand, and this is a bulky 6. There's 81 yards. It's 100% acrylic, but it's really soft, nice acrylic. It says 13 knitting needle and a 9mm crochet hook, which is an end, so it could be a 10mm crochet hook. They had these in my store marked down to $3.97 a skein from 5 something. So I bought a bunch of it. I got this beautiful, this is called San Diego Navy, and it's a pretty blue. And I got Madison Mustard, and oops. So I got 2 of those, each of those. I got 2 of the navy and 2 of the mustard, and then I got 4 of these. The Aspen Tweed. Wow, isn't that pretty, that tweed? So I'm thinking hat and cowl, hat and gloves, ear warmer and gloves, because this is nice, squishy, soft yarn. So if you live near a Walmart, they were on their new rollback. So it was $5.97. They marked them down to $3.97. And I thought, well, $3.97, I'll grab a bunch of those because they make great projects and quick projects. So check out your Walmart. Sometimes you find good stuff. That's where I found the Serenity Chunky. And I know I passed it a couple of times, and I thought, well, I need something. The reason I picked it up is to help me learn how to knit, because they said use thick yarn. So that's why I picked it up, and now I love it. It's become one of my very favorite yarns. So check out Walmart. They have some good stuff. Well, that's all I really have for you today. Like I said, I'm getting ready to head on out to North Carolina and Virginia. If you know any cool places that sell cool yarn, you know, little yarn shop in the Mount Airy area, let me know. I really would love to check it out. So until Sunday, I hope, let's keep our fingers crossed, that I'll have internet that I can check in with you on Sunday. If not, until next time, be kind to everyone.